Have you ever felt trapped? Stuck between a rock and a hard place, as they say. Imagine this. You're running for your life, your heart pounding in your chest, and you finally find a safe place, a sanctuary. But then, inside that sanctuary, a new, unexpected problem arises. This is the story of a majestic bull who found himself in exactly that predicament. Our story begins on a vast, sun-drenched savanna. A magnificent bull with muscles like rolling hills and horns that curved towards the sky was grazing peacefully. But peace on the savanna is a fragile thing. Suddenly, a shadow fell over the tall grass. A low, rumbling growl sent a shiver through the air. A lion, the king of this domain, had locked its golden eyes on the bull. The hunt was on. The bull, powerful as he was, knew he was no match for the lion's speed and ferocity in an open field. His only hope was to run. He thundered across the plain, his hooves kicking up clouds of dust. The lion was a blur of tawny fur behind him, closing the distance with every powerful stride. The bull's lungs burned, his legs ached, but he couldn't stop. He just needed to find a place to hide, a momentary reprieve. Then he saw a dark opening in the side of a rocky hill. A cave. It was his only chance. With a final burst of adrenaline-fueled speed, he swerved and plunged into the cool darkness of the cave, just as the lion's claws swiped at the air where he had been moments before. Inside, the bull's sides heaved as he tried to catch his breath. The sound of his own heart was like a drum in the sudden silence. He peered back towards the entrance. The silhouette of the lion paced back and forth, a patient, deadly predator waiting just outside. The bull was trapped, but for the moment he was safe from the lion. Or so he thought. The cave was not empty. As the bull's eyes adjusted to the dim light, he saw that he was in a shelter used by goat herds. The air was thick with the smell of hay and animal musk. Most of the flock had been let out for the day, but one creature had been left behind. A scruffy, wiry goat with a mischievous glint in his eyes was standing in the corner. Now, a goat is no match for a bull. In any other circumstance, the goat would have given the bull a wide berth, showing the respect his size and power demanded. But this was not any other circumstance. The goat saw the massive bull, trembling and cornered. He saw the lion patrolling outside. And in that moment, the goat felt a surge of misplaced courage. He saw an opportunity. Instead of staying quiet, the goat lowered his head, pointed his short, sharp horns forward, and charged. He rammed right into the bull's side. It wasn't a powerful blow, more of an annoyance, a sting. The bull grunted, surprised and indignant. He could have flattened this impudent goat with a single toss of his head. He could have pinned him to the cave wall without a second thought. But he didn't. He couldn't. Why? Because the lion was still right outside. Any loud noise, any struggle, would give away his exact position. The bull had to stand there and take it. The goat, emboldened by the bull's lack of reaction, backed up and charged again, butting him in the leg this time. He pranced around the bull, feeling like the king of the cave, mocking the much larger animal. He was taking full advantage of the bull's terrible situation. The bull's eyes burned with a quiet fury. He watched the goat's pathetic display of bravado, his muscles tense. He finally spoke, his voice a low, controlled rumble that vibrated through the cave. "Do not mistake my patience for weakness," he said, his gaze fixed on the arrogant goat. "Don't for a second think that I am afraid of you, you little coward. I am tolerating your insults for one reason and one reason only." The bull flicked an ear toward the cave entrance, where the shadow of the lion still loomed. "The moment that danger outside is gone," the bull continued, his voice dropping to a menacing whisper, "the very second that lion decides to leave, I am going to teach you a lesson. It will be a lesson in respect. A lesson you will carry with you for the rest of your short, miserable life. And trust me, you won't ever forget it." The goat suddenly stopped his prancing. The bull's quiet, confident threat was far more terrifying than any angry roar would have been. The goat suddenly realized the foolishness of his actions. He had poked a sleeping giant, a giant who was only sleeping because a much greater monster was at the door. And that's where the story ends, leaving us to imagine what happened next. But the moral of the tale is crystal clear. It is a truly wicked and cowardly thing to take advantage of someone else's distress. When someone is down, when they are trapped or facing a crisis, that is not the time to attack them, mock them, or try to gain an advantage. True strength and character are shown not by how we treat the powerful, but by how we treat the vulnerable, even when that vulnerable person is temporarily a giant. Think about it in our own lives. We see this all the time. Someone loses their job, and instead of offering support, others gossip. Someone is going through a difficult public breakup, and people on the internet pile on with cruel comments. Someone is cornered in an argument, and instead of showing grace, their opponent goes for the throat. This story teaches us about situational power. The goat had temporary power only because of the bull's larger problem. But temporary power is an illusion. True character is about how you act when you have the upper hand. Do you use it to help or to hurt? The goat chose to hurt, and in doing so, he sealed his own fate. The bull, on the other hand, showed incredible restraint and wisdom. He assessed the threats accurately. The lion was the primary existential threat. The goat was a secondary manageable annoyance. He prioritized his survival, bottling up his anger to deal with the immediate danger first. This is a powerful lesson in focus and emotional control. Don't let small irritations distract you from the big picture. So the next time you see someone in a tough spot, remember the bull and the goat. Don't be the goat. Don't be the one who adds to their burden for a moment of cheap satisfaction. Be the one who understands their predicament, who offers a helping hand, or at the very least, who has the decency to just stay out of the way. Because circumstances can change in an instant. The lion will eventually leave. And when it does, the true nature of everyone's character will be revealed. Thank you so much for watching and listening to this story with me today. If this tale resonated with you, please hit that like button and consider subscribing for more stories that make us think. Let me know in the comments below if you've ever felt like the bull or if you've seen a goat in action. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Until next time, stay wise and be kind.